Back to school night, take 10. I think it's 10. I'm not a fan of making videos. I'd rather have people in front of me. If you look at my website, though, or Google Classroom or YouTube, you might say, this teacher loves making videos. Last year, I taught virtually, and I was forced to become a YouTuber. And it was okay. I had some fun. If you watch some of my videos, I'd rather be a real teacher in front of real people. That's why I'm on take 10. So I'm going to make this quick and painless. In a few weeks, hopefully I can put out a Zoom meeting or Google Meet where we can have a discussion. Speaking of discussions or communication, I'm using Remind. A lot of you are already on it. I use Remind for quick messages home and reminders. I love Remind because it's focused. It keeps my messages short. It's kind of like Twitter. It only allows a certain amount of letters. As parents at home, you shouldn't have to decode my messages. You shouldn't have to scratch your head over my messages. You shouldn't have to feel like you're putting together a piece of furniture from IKEA in my messages. So Remind, I feel, keeps me focused with sending information home. If I need to send home something at length in a letter, I will send that home on paper, and I will remind you through Remind that that's coming home. I'll probably also take a picture of it and send it through Remind if you want it that way, so you can read it on your phone instead of hard copy. Email is the best to get me. To start conversation, send an email for easy questions. Remind Joey to not miss the bus. What's specials today? Did Jen eat her snack? More of a yes-no kind of questions. If you have a larger question which requires more of an in-depth answer from me, we can set up a conversation on the phone or in person, and we can come in. You can start with email and then move on to in-person or phone conference. That's, I think, the most effective way. Snack. Snack has been good. Easy to eat foods, peanut-free. The whole school's peanut-free. Anything with a spoon or liquid that has a higher rating of spillage. Try to keep those snacks down to a minimum. I know sometimes I'm a dad of two. That's all you got, and that's fine. However, the more higher rating of spillage, then the harder it is for us to transition from snack to other subjects. Homework. I'm a big fan of kids when they're at home, according to Mr. Rogers, doing the work of childhood, which is play. So I don't give a lot of homework. You have homework, but I don't give a lot of homework. We do a lot of work in school. We have a giant chunk of time to read. We have a giant chunk of time to do writing, and a giant chunk of time for math. So when kids go home, I do believe that they should be doing the work of childhood, which is play, according to Mr. Rogers, which I love. One of my idols. Easy. If a paper comes home blank, send it back the next day unblank. If you can't get to it at that night, do it the next night. If students have their work in the morning and it's not finished, they can do it during our morning routine. They can do it during math, because most of the papers that come home will be math. Do it during when we review homework. They can do it then. No big deal. I don't want homework to stress anyone out. Reading. Eventually they'll have reading books that they can go home so they can get their reading time in the evening. I don't really give a time or how long someone should read. I understand. I have two kids. If you get 2 minutes one night and 20 minutes the next night, I think in the end it all comes out equal in the end. I know how hard it is for that at home. Our specials are all at the end of the day. They were from 2:50 to 3:30. That really gave us zero time to pack up and get to buses and get to pickup spots. So we bumped it back a little. It's now 2:40 to 3:20. But they are at the same time every day and on a 4-day schedule. So one special we will have 2 times a week. Chromebooks. If Chromebooks go home at some point, if we are learning at home, if we have to, hopefully not, but there's a good chance that at some point, either individuals or as a class, we might be at home. When it's time for those Chromebooks to come back, either if it's just one day or it's a week, it's important for them to come back with their charger if the charger goes home. Chromebooks are a big part of my program, and if the student doesn't have a Chromebook for that day, they miss out on a lot of stuff that we do on the Chromebooks. I do not have an extra Chromebook right now. Hopefully I will for students that do forget, but that should be the number one priority, is getting that Chromebook back to school. So, communication, snack, homework, Chromebooks, a little bit about me. That's all really I have for you. There are a few places you can see me on the internet. I have a YouTube channel, my website, which is www.onekidwriting.com, my Google Classroom, if you have a device at home which are signed in. I'm also going to connect parents soon to Google Classroom so you can see anything, but most of the work that we do when we're in school is going to be on paper, or it'll be on the Chromebook, but it won't be something, kids will turn it in, but you won't have a Chromebook at home. It'll be an assignment that I'm responsible for to get them to finish and bring in. It's nothing that you have to do at home. That's all from me. One more thing, reminder that I'm probably going to do a Zoom call or Google Meet in a few weeks so we can have a discussion and you can meet me personally, even if it's through a screen. And I also linked a video so you get a little bit of information, a little bit of a picture of what my classroom is like. And that will be in a separate link. So you have 2 links, one for this back to school night and one for a short video of the classroom. Hope you have a nice day. Thanks for listening. Thanks for clicking on Back to School Night 21. And hopefully get to see everyone face to face in person soon. Have a good night.